Now we're recording. Hello and welcome to the first ever Falling Star Wrestling Live. Woo! And welcome back to episode 3 where we'll have 2 of these and no mercy. As you can see tonight we've got quite an interesting card. But what is the opening about? What is Big Plans about? And and a few other things going on. So let's get this party started. Excuse the fiance laughing in the background. I think she's laughing at me or the hamster, but I don't know which one. Yeah, my hamster just tried to move an entire stick into her bed. Which was quite amusing, which has slowed the recording time down. But let's get this show underway. So our opening angle is Nick Aldis and Drew Galloway. And we're in front of 166 people tonight. A few more than what we've got before. So Nick, did you think your world champion was going to miss the first live? Hell no. I'm going to be here until I go to Japan and get away from you awful people. I hate all of you. I hate you all. Always cheering for people like Drew. He's a Scottish asshole who, as soon as money is put under his nose, he packs his bag to Orlando to fight in NXT. He does not care about you. He does not stand for you. I stand for you. I'm going to New Japan to fight and represent this company. Then Drew Galloway's music enters, and Drew Galloway's music plays, and he enters, and he goes, Nick, you know what? What you just said was a pack of lies. If I did not care, I would not be here on a BE Live show. This is not a big event. This is a little event that shows people how good these people can be. But tonight you pick my opponent and I pick yours. But at No Mercy, I'm going to kick some ass, and tonight I'm going to prove why I am the #1 contender. Nick just goes, whatever you just said, here's your opponent, Sid Scala. So basically, Nick doesn't give a crap what Drew Galloway's saying, and at No Mercy they're going to face. So it'll be quite interesting. I've got some big plans for this this storyline is going to end at No Mercy, but there's a big match planned. As we already know, we've got a TLC match scheduled, so. And in a 41D, which is the best match by Sid Scala, and I've also fixed the problem, as you probably saw in the last video, so that these are now called in the ring and not called in the ring and scripted. So there shouldn't be any problems with bad ratings. So, of course, Drew Galloway gets the win with a Claymore kick. But Sid Scala, just picture him still carrying that vintage milk. Quite amusing. There's no worker improvements, which is sad, but it's good to see Sid Scala get a better performance than before. So I'm hoping we can get him up and have him a champion at some point. Next up was just a random match I put on, which was Dragon Kid versus Matt Taven. I put this on just so that Matt Taven can get a win against Dragon Kid and hopefully get him out of the enrichment, because I want to build him up, because Dragon Kid's in his 40s, so he won't be around for many more years. So, build people up. So this is a start of a brand new storyline. I haven't set up in the storyline, this is just going to be one I'm doing randomly. But in about, I had a decent reaction from the crowd with Subpar Wrestling. Jimmy Starr defeated Matt Walters in 5:59 by pinfall. Jimmy Starr's improving performance. So, Jimmy Starr has now got a promo. And this is a very big angle. This is one of the bigger angles we've done, I think. So, Jimmy, I used to own this place till I lost a bet in a stupid match. But tonight, he is coming. The Vampire and the Falcon are coming. They will destroy you, JoJo. I will be back in charge, you crazy psychopath. Matt, me and you have had some problems. From the ladder match for ownership to the match in Holt where I lost and could not contend for the belt for a whole year. There is past, Matt. That is in the past, Matt. Will you join me to get back this place for me? So then Matt basically he's started walking up the ramp, but he turns around and goes, Jimmy, I've seen the darkest side to you and the good side. But this battle, I'm on board with you. JoJo, you're going down. And then that basically Matt's entered back in the ring. Then JoJo's music hits, which is a crazy, creepy tune. JoJo says, you should always be aware of what's around you, because look behind you. He does then a really creepy high-pitched laugh, which I'm not going to do because I don't need my fiancé laughing in the corner of the room. Rob Terry and King Kendo jump into the ring from behind, and then they beat down both Matt and Jimmy. So JJ's got 2 people on board, and Jimmy Starr's got Matt Walters. But who are Vampire and Falcon? I am going to be making these guys as in-ring characters in the game and then importing them, because they're not in the game yet, but they will be 2 of the characters who are in the real company. So that'll be interested to see them, and I'll hopefully have them ready and on board for either next week or the No Mercy at least. And that got a 22 E minus. In a 36 D minus, this match did better than what I thought it would, but I think that was because Adam Cole. In a decent match, Aaron Sharp, Brad Slay and Bubblegum defeated Collins, Bulk and Adam Cole in 7:55, and Bubblegum defeated Bulk by pinfall with a Thundercracker. Adam Cole was head and shoulders above everyone else. I just threw this match in to help with the timing and also to get these 6 guys on the card. In a 20 minus, in a bout that had a decent match from the crowd but subpar wrestling, King Kendo and Rob Terry defeated Dawkins and BT Gunn in 6:26 when King Kendo defeated Tom Dawkins. King Kendo and Rob Terry have great chemistry and teaming together, which is great. That's what I wanted. So that was quite lucky. That was a random guess that these two would work together, and they do. So hopefully we can work together. It doesn't say it, but I am at ringside with them because I am working with them now. And Tom Dawkins is improving in performance. Even more better. I'm just going to have a quick drink. In a 16F plus, Terry and Kendo are celebrating their victory in the ring. And then Jimmy Starr and Matt Waters are still annoyed, and they run out from behind the curtain and beating them down to the mat. We then go on to... Oh, damn, I've done this wrong. You're not going to be able to see who it is. So Drew now comes to the ring and it goes, now it's time to find out who Nick's opponent is tonight. This man's been in the WWE, Lucha Underground. It is John Hennigan. I know that John Hennigan is a lower mid-carder, but I thought, you know, hopefully he can do a good match. And he does, a 50 D plus in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling. Nick Aldis defeated John Hennigan in 2023 by pinfall with a spine shaker. Nick Aldis makes defense #1 of his FSW Championship. So Nick Aldis visibly tiring towards the end. Hennigan had an in-ring performance of 50. Aldis had an in-ring performance of 50. So I'm going to end the show there. Because this is a weekly live, you can't give speeches. So what we've got going on now, we've got Starr and Walters and Terry and Kendo. I'm going to have to get some more people because who's the Vampire and the Falcon? All will be revealed soon. So I want to thank you guys for watching this section of the first live. I will be back at the main title screen. See you then. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the main title screen. So last night, Ultimo Dragon began his first reign as the Tohoku Junior Heavyweight Championship from Bauham Shu. So last night we went up against SmackDown, which had well, I think we've seen this match before in TNA, but Stars defeated Samoa Joe. They got a ATB, which is not surprising. MPW, which is a Japanese company, got 57C. Tyson Kids to save W. So we did beat main event last night. We got 166 people and 1,810 people watching on the internet. We haven't gained any popularity yet, so we can't. Because what my ultimate goal is eventually is to get this company off. So we're not doing a weekly live, but we are on telly, if that makes any sense. So we do a weekly television show instead of a weekly live. But by the looks of this, our next live we should be okay. So let's just have a look and see how everything's looking now. Let's see if we've got anybody moved around a bit. So there's no one new up in the main event scene, but I know the upper mid-card scene has changed because Sid Scala was an upper mid-carder on this show. So Sid Scala's gone up, Walter's gone up, Starr's there now, Mark Andrews and that. I am quite surprised at this though, because I know that people, you know, like Dragon Emperor have gone down. Rob Terry's gone up, which is good. We've got Rob Terry moving up. I am going to be changing this entire format of the show around for the next one, so keep an eye out for that, because they will now be rated more on their at the next live. They're going to be rated more on their popularity than their thing, because I want to see if that gets a better rating. And Dragon Kids in the enrichment, which is what I like, because I'm gonna. But there will be some changes coming in soon. I am going to be getting rid of some people. For instance, I am going to be releasing Dragon Kids, because I don't really have anything for him and I don't like him. And I'm going to be getting rid of someone which might surprise you, but I'm going to be getting rid of someone as well that I really don't know why I got him in the first place. And that is Dragon Emperor. But I will be hiring people off screen to come in, as well as the 2 people I've mentioned, which I'm about to go and make on the game, and then import them. As you can see, we are in debt, which is not good. So I'm gonna have to think of something quick, and I have a plan for that, and that is, on this database, I have it set up that internet pay-per-view will do deals and are a medium range, so you get more people watching. So I'm thinking about doing the next live and No Mercy as a pay-per-view, and just to see if that can get us some money in. If not, I don't know what we're going to do. So I'll see you in the next live. Thanks for watching this. Hello and welcome to Falling Star Wrestling FSW Live 2. We're in a bit of a bigger arena tonight to see if we can get some more people in, but we only get 151, which is not too bad. But yeah, so we're going to be running out of St. Luke's Church, which I don't think they'll be very happy with us. Open angle tonight. So the show opens. For some reason their pictures ain't on here, with UK Hooligans roaring that night and James Davis and Rob Lynch, who should be on this screen, but they're not. Basically they're having a massive brawl in the arena. So they are going to go and face in a TLC match. I don't know why I put out TLC. When they finally stop, you see they're all covered in blood, so they've been kind of bad. 40D minus for that sort of angle, not bad at all. We then open up with a match, and this is going to lead into a major angle next. So in about a decent reaction, and from the decent reaction of the crowd with subpar wrestling, Matt Waters, Jimmy Starr, Rob Terry and King Kendo in 620, when Matt Waters defeated Rob Terry by pinfall. So we got a 2016 minus, as I said, as we got before. So they're definitely going to be a tag team in the company. So Starr and Walters Jimmy Starr got a 26 in ring performance, Matt a 25, Kendo a 24, and Terry a 24. And Starr's improving in Rumble. And once again, their pictures are not on the screen. What is going on there? Anyway, Jimmy is in the ring, happy with his win, celebrating his win. He turns back to see Matt standing with Kendo and Rob. They then start beating him down. So 1 week after saying yes, he'll help him take the company back, Matt is sided with JJR. JR looks so happy with this until the two are jumped in the ring. Until 2 people jump in the ring out of the crowd, one with face paint. They chase Rob and Matt and Kendo out of the ring. Furio and Tom have arrived. So at No Mercy, we're going to have a 6-man tag match. I'm going to put that in now, which will see the team of Jimmy Starr, Tom Falcon and Furio, who are real-life wrestlers who I have added into the game, who are not actually in the database, who do work for Falling Star Wrestling at the moment. And they will be taking on the team of Matt Walters, King Kendo, and Rob Terry. That is Team Falling Star in a way taking on Team JJR. I think that would be a good little match. They don't fight here tonight, but they have arrived. And as you can see, Furio is a vampire, which is a great gimmick. And our next match got a 30E+, in about that decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Hennigan defeated Bubblegum in 6:06 by pinfall to Star Strip Train. Just give him a win after last week's loss. Bubblegum had an in-ring performance of 25, Hennigan 32, so Hennigan's better in the ring and he's improving technical. Surprising Hennigan's improving and not Bubblegum, but hey ho, at least someone's improved. In a 40D minus, in a bout of good wrestling in a good heat and decent wrestling, Gibson defeated Mark Andrews in 7:49 by submission. So basically locked in the Shangri Gates. Mark Andrews 40, Gibson 39. No worker improvements, sadly. In our next match, in a bout of a great heat and decent wrestling, Sid Scholars defeated Bram in 8:21 by pinfall following botching first by Doug Williams. Basically, he was about to go and knock Bram out with the milk. His vintage milk he's still got. But no, he didn't get around to it because Doug Williams jumped in the ring and beat the crap out of him before, and he got the win. Did have to put Bram strong. I don't know if it's in here, as you can see. Road Agent's notes. Yes, so you can see I had to have Bram to dominate and kept strong because he wasn't happy with his lost. Oh dear, this was meant to go earlier on in the card. So Gibson, after the match with Gibson, he's celebrating his victory, and Will Ospreay runs in and attacks him. So at No Mercy, we can now confirm. We can now confirm that Zack Gibson will meet Will Ospreay. So we'll now get that booked in. What I'm also going to do now, just for you, while I'm on this screen, is I'm going to book in our other matches. Actually, I'll do that in the next match. There we go. So in a 41D, we're in the bout of great heat and decent wrestling. Zack Sabre Jr., Drew Galloway, and the London Rights defeated Oldest, Skull, and the Hooligans. When Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Zack Knight by pinfall with a penalty kick. So at the pay-per-view, we're going to be having a 2 out of 3 falls match between Marty Skull and Zack Sabre Jr., which you'll get to see in the same video in a little bit. We're going to have... I am thinking about doing Last Man Standing, to be honest. So we're going to do a Last Man Standing match. And that's going to be between Galloway and Oldest for the Falling Star Wrestling Championship. And we're also going to be having a match which I did book in. No, I didn't book in. I should book that in. Which will, of course, be Doug Williams against Bram. I'm going to book in a match now. That is huge. And you've just seen one of the guys that is going to be part of the company. He's now signed with us. And he is here tonight. And that is Austin Aries. And I am going to have Austin Aries... taking on Mark Andrews. Austin Aries left the WWE, so he's here with us. And I want some... I've got an idea for Sid Scala. So Sid Scala is going to be on the show. He is going to be taking on Zack Gibson. Sorry, not Zack Gibson. He's going to be taking on... Where's he gone? Bubba Gum in a rematch. So that's going to be a rematch from last month. I know they had that, but I'm going to ignore that. So yeah, there's some matches. There's going to be a lot more wrestling on the show, but that's... the main matches I've got an idea for. And in our main event of the night, which got a 44D, not bad. In a bout of had fantastic heat and decent wrestling, Austin Aries defeated Pete Dunne in 1934 by pinfall to 450 splash. Yes, Austin Aries has arrived. So Austin Aries debuted his egomaniac gimmick. He got an initial rating of average. Pete Dunne debuted his old school face gimmick. We are going to have him as a face, not as a heel, but that will change as time goes on. Aries had a ring performance of 52, Dunne for 28. There was no worker comments to be mentioned. And at the end of the night, we got 42. I don't think that was as good as our first show, but it was a good show nonetheless. And now I'll see you back at the main title screen. Hello and welcome back. We're now on the main title screen. We didn't beat main event last night for some reason. Main event got 62C, which had Baron Corbin, Bo Dallas. Is that Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotundo, Eric, and Curtis Axel on their main event. Mario Davavi defeated Sin Cara. And the Gallagher and the Shining Stars defeated Lun Dorado and Itami. Okay. We were a great show. Positive feedback. Last night was on pay-per-view. We got 5,000 buys, but I don't think that was enough to get us out of debt. That put us in more debt, actually, that show. But I think we'll be happy to know the growth of Falling Star Wrestling. So it is now a very dangerous time for Falling Star. For the next few months, they must walk the fine line between confidence and overconfidence. Hooray, we've grown a bit, but we're in debt. Help us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel our weekly lives. And everyone's going to go, why are you doing that? No! Because we're going to be doing something more exciting than a weekly live. What I am going to also do is cancel our broadcasting. I'm going to actually negotiate with YouTube before I do this. And we're going to make our own TV show. Now, I do have a picture in for this. And the TV show I always use, I cannot remember where the picture is for it. There it is Nitro Circus. Why didn't I accept that then? I don't know. There we are, Nitro Circus. So our TV show will be called Nitro Circus. It'll be on a Tuesday night. A bit more fun. I do like my TV shows a bit more fun, because I use the TV shows to build up the matches, and at pay-per-views we just have blow-to-blow wall matches. So I'll be on Tuesdays. I always do it live because I find when you do it live you get more people watching. So that's going to be on YouTube, and then we'll put the events on pay-per-view. Hopefully we're not going to go into debt so much that, you know, we get broken down. If that gets to a point where I feel that we might do, I might just put a, you know, cheat a bit and give us a bit more money from a loan, and just pretend we had a loan and we'll have to pay it back at some point when we get a bit of money. So we're going to cancel our events deal. So now, from now on, we're going to be on internet pay-per-view. In this game database, I forgot to change this. We're big, because I have this set up so that I can sign to it quite early when I'm dicking around and just prattling about on my own saves. But I'm going to keep it as that, because I think this is more accurate to what it would be in real life. Because, you know, if you're on the internet, anybody can find you, and the internet is huge, so that makes sense. I'm not going to change YouTube. I'm going to keep it as tiny, unless, you know, you think we shouldn't do. But if you do think we should change YouTube as well, because on the internet, put it in the comments. So our next event, which will be next, is No Mercy, and as you can see, we've got Austin Aries versus Mark Andrews. Austin Aries versus Mark Andrews, Scarlett versus Bubblegum, Williams versus Bram, Galloway versus Aldis, Theo, Falcon, Jimmy Starr, Malta against Team JJR, Mighty Skull versus Zack Sabre, The Riots versus Hooligans, and Will Ospreay versus Gibson. What we're going to do in a minute is we're just going to have to upgrade some of this because we're in the green. So I'm going to just I always go 2 above my rivals, just so I'm never the same as them. It just makes me look better, and more people think we're more professional than the rivals. I don't know if a lot of YouTubers do this. I haven't seen them ever show this side of things off, but I always go 1 above. I know it costs more money that way, but we're 50,000 down, but hopefully No Mercy will get us some good buy rates. What we're going to do now is we're just going to have a quick look and see who we haven't booked for No Mercy, and see if we can get some interesting matchups. So someone who did debut last night, who we didn't even mention, was Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's arrived as well, so yes, we've got some interesting people coming in. So Pete Dunne, I'm going to have him not go in a match where he's going to lose. So Dunne versus Collins, I think, is going to be a good one. Another match we have hinted and we are going to do at the show is Brad Slayer versus Superbad Kip Sabian. Brother, former partners face. I'm not going to book everybody in a match. Well, I think I will. It's just going to be easier that way. So Sharp, Aaron Sharp's going to be taking on the bad guy Bulk. And I'm going to have Hennigan go up for another championship match. I think doing this is going to give this match a better rating of what it's getting at the moment. And if we do Hennigan versus Cole for the Limitless Championship, that's going to be a great rating. So let's see. Drago versus your book. Tom Dawkins, or Drago, or whatever he is being called. So Drago versus Tom Dawkins, I think it's going to be a nice little match. If we then book I Cannot Find You, BT Gunn, who hasn't got a match, against Matt Taver, and I think that is everyone then. Yeah, so that is then your full match card for No Mercy. We're going to have quite a few angles, because I want to do an angle with Starr, Tom, Falcon and Furio to introduce their characters to you. So hopefully No Mercy will be a good show. I'll try and get that booked tomorrow at some point. Hopefully this video will be up tomorrow. If we may lose more money than what we're gaining, I'll have to come up with some plan quick. So I'll see you at No Mercy. Thank you.